Alright, what the fuck is up, YouTube? My name is Crash Bandicoot, and I will be bringing to you the advanced guide of Caustic tips. I know that there's a lot of Caustic tutorials out there on YouTube, but none of them have gone over advanced tactics, kind of like how you play ranked and how you deal with high players, especially now that SSBM is out, skill-based matchmaking. I play basically because I have a 3.0 KD, mainly 3.5 with Caustic. I've played with a lot of high diamond plat characters or plat players in just basically pubs, which I've grown just to like learn how to be better. So I wanted to bring you guys the tips on how to do that. I'm new to YouTube, so if you like this, drop a like. If you think I'm getting some good content on my channel, maybe drop a sub. That'd be super helpful. So without further ado, let's get to it. Um, Caustic is my favorite character in the new meta. He got a huge improvement with this new map. The first map was super open, didn't really help him too much, but now he is amazing. There's a lot of houses, there's a lot of cover, lots of close quarters fights. This is where he excels. In my opinion, Caustic is a trench warfare, tug of war kind of player, character, right? He basically, you can bunker a house, bunker an area, gets this nice little cover, and then you push out from that, and then you can go back into cover if you need it. Um, he is the king of the counter third party. So if you think you're getting third partied a lot, if you think it's not really, if you're just not doing well with other characters, play Caustic. I guarantee you will survive third parties way more. Um, Compared to Watson, I think he's just better in all aspects. He has a 15% damage reduction, and if he gets shot, it doesn't slow him, which is super helpful. Um, Compared to if you compare his gas traps compared to Watson's walls and her traps, it's not even she doesn't even have traps. They're kind of like fake pressure in my opinion. You know they're there. You're not going to run into them, and at most you're just going to shoot them down. It's fake pressure. It really doesn't do much, in my opinion. Her alt's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but she has a defensive alt. Caustic has a offensive, defensive, whatever you want to do alt. Basically, his alt's just more versatile in my opinion. And when you compare Caustic to Bang, yeah, they both have smokes. Caustic's takes a little longer, but they're much more useful, and you can throw them down and have them activate at a later date. Right? They're traps. It's amazing. So the basic thing that I want to go over with this is trap tips. Everybody knows that you have three traps in your inventory. They regenerate 15 seconds, blah blah blah. 6 traps total at a time, blah blah blah. Everybody knows this, right? They do damage over time, blah blah blah. You can see through them, blah blah blah. Everybody knows this. But here's what you want to know: how to use your traps. You want to use them as cover for yourself. You can place them on doors. You can place them to push up. But what I do specifically with them is that if I'm pushing up, I place them behind me as I push forward. This covers my back and gives me a fallback position. An enemy team that is bunkered up, you can place a trap in front of you, shoot it, and you gain ground. This is why I think he's a trench warfare kind of guy, because you give up ground, but you still have cover behind yourself as a fallback, and then you can use his traps to gain more cover or more ground, right? Um, Specifically, a lot of people think that you're supposed to use the traps to block doors, and that's a great tactic, but I specifically use my traps to let people into doors, right? I place them so that they can enter the door, and then the trap goes off. They have no time once they open the door to react to that trap, right? They have no time to shoot it when they open the door. So they open the door, trap's there, it goes off, they're stuck, they get a tick, they get 2 ticks, and generally, if they're not the best player or if this is what they want to do, they'll try to run through it, and you'll know that this happens from 4, 5, 6 ticks, something like that, and then they're already at a super disadvantage, and you can just turn around and shoot them. It's very good. I only block doors when I need to heal or when I need to lock down an area, right? You only block doors if you think you're going to get third partied a lot, if you think you need to cover yourself, cover your team, blah, 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 right? A very effective thing for you to do is push with Caustic. Like, you set up a trench, right? You set up a house where you have a lot of traps, then you push out of that house, shoot people, and then run back into the house. They think you haven't gotten traps off. They don't hear them go off. They rush the house, but lo and behold, you have traps everywhere. They're in a terrible position trying to push you. Every time I enter a new area, I always try to place traps down. You should never have all 3 of the traps in your inventory just sitting there. You know what I mean? It's just not very useful. Caustic always wants to have traps down. And it's very easy to disable traps, so you have to hide them. You use corners, doors, stairs, little hills, anything that's going to help them from not being shot down. If you didn't know this, you can shoot them from the bottom. And you kind of just have to protect that bottom in any way possible. So when we're talking about his ultimate, right? It's the best grenade in the game by far. It's the best ultimate in the game by far, I think, because it comes out automatically. You throw it, and basically you're guaranteed a kill. You throw it at a Wraith, maybe she teleports away, or she uses her Q, right, and gets away. You throw it at Path, he can kind of use his grapple and get away. But generally, those are the only 2 characters that have a defense against this. Any other character, you throw your ult at them, they're dead. There's nothing they can do about it. And that's what I love about Caustic. He's like, you have a problem character, you see someone that's amazing, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. He's really good, she's really good. They're killing me, right? You throw your ult at them, they're dead. There's nothing they can do about it. This is also why you want to prioritize Wraiths, Pathfinders, but mainly you want to prioritize Caustics, because Caustics don't get affected by your gas, and they get to see through your gas at you. So generally you use the same tactic against them, right? They are using their gas as defense. You can see them through that. You just shoot them. So in a fight, here's the list. You want to prioritize Caustics, then you want to prioritize Wraiths, and then Pathfinders. If a team has all 3 of those, generally you need your teammates to help. You can't solo that squad. But Caustic is, I think, the best character to solo squads, because he just has all these tools to basically split up a squad, slow it down, slow down the fight, allow heals to get off. He's a great zoner, and generally he excels in close to mid-range combat just because of his large hitbox. I don't really use him as a long-range character. I'd never really pick up snipers just because his hitbox is huge. You're shooting at someone else, and you're missing shots, right? But they're not missing shots because you're just a bigger target. This means that when you're fighting on open ground, you have to move from cover to cover, place traps to improve your cover, and generally cities, buildings, houses, those are going to be your best fighting scenarios. So you have to use that to your advantage. Just play smart, don't be dumb, bunker up, right? Generally, you never want to push it across open ground. Players like Wraith, Bang, Octane, Path, even Jibby, they excel at open ground combat. And I could go into detail, but you kind of know the gist, right? They're just faster, they have smaller hitbox, they can just move around on open better. So be aware that if you're playing Caustic and you try to fight characters like that on open ground, they're going to murk you. They're going to fucking shit on you. It's not really fair. But that being said, in a close house, you are Caustic and you fight them, it's not really fair. You shit on them almost every time, right? Just amazing one-on-one scenarios in a house compared to open ground. So because he is a mid-range to close-range combat, I always go with an AR and an SMG. Generally, you want, if you can get a thermal, the 1x thermal, it's amazing, and that's why you want to have an SMG as your side, because while you can see through the gas when they're in the gas, you can't see through the gas if they're outside of the gas. So you want to have a thermal in situations where they've run out of gas, and you can just generally shoot them. So my preferred loadout, right, is a flatline R99. The reason is just because the flatline as an AR I think is better than the Hemlock, and it's better than the R301 just because it just has a higher damage output, and the R99 is just the best SMG in the game. It's low recoil, high damage, just amazing. You should fucking laser kids with the R99. Super good. Generally, I don't really snipe. If you want to snipe, you play Path, you play Jibby, you play Bang, you play Wraith. Anyone else really except for Caustic. Caustic's the only one that you really shouldn't. If you're a sniper, don't play Caustic. Just don't. The best team comp for Caustic because of his hindrances, the downside of playing Caustic is that he's not good on open ground. So you need characters to help him on open ground. Generally, these are Jibby, Bang. Both these characters excel at open ground combat. Jibby has his dome shield, which sucks indoors, but it's amazing if you're pinned out in the open. Bang has her smoke, which you can use to cross open ground. A tactic that I love to use with Bang when I played her a lot was if you see snipers shooting at you from a long range, you throw your smokes directly at them. First of all, you can damage them with your smokes, but second of all, it smokes that area that they're shooting from. They have to displace, they have to try to find a new angle, and you use that time to push them, right? Path and Wraith are also good, Pathfinder and Wraith are also good characters to mix with Caustic because, first of all, they're top tier. They're pretty much in the meta as far as like high tier characters. I think both of them have like a 40% choose rate, which is ridiculous as a team. But apart from their hitbox being completely fucked, Wraith being super small and Path has a large upper body with no legs and a small head hitbox, they're kind of just good in that situation. They both have team movement. So if you're pinned as a Caustic and you need help, Wraith can use her portal, Path can use his zipline. It helps the team to get more movement if your Caustic has these characters on his team. Alright, and with that, we are done with my advanced tutorial for Caustic. If you liked it, if you thought I had some good stuff here, leave a like. If you liked the content and you want to keep it going, leave a sub. It would super help my channel. And I am out. Happy New Year, guys.